You just got back from Italy. What's the most memorable thing? I was just there recently as well.
It was very chaotic because we went out on a whim and we only had our first hotel booked. And then we rented a car and drove around all of the cities and went to like 5 different cities in about a week and a bit. So I think it was just the variety of seeing so many different places when we're used to being at home all the time. And Andrea, is yours your luggage?
Yeah, I would say it was the most stressful vacation we've been in our life, and it was a valuable learning lesson because now I know how to be prepared for trips. But we lost our bags, and I never got them back. And like Alex said, we didn't know where we'd be sleeping every night, and we're just driving through a new city with a giant van in the most narrowest streets, and getting in many, many fights with Italian men. So it wasn't really a vacation.
I saw this motion so many times.
Wasn't it liberating to lose your baggage? Is there like a silver
Actually,
lining?
it was liberating. My entire life, I've always had the issue of overpacking.
And I told
No
her
matter
before the
what.
trip, Andrea, you're gonna pack light, right? Yeah, Alex, yeah. And then I see her stuffing her overweight
But you did the
suitcase.
same. We both had giant, big, like, extra baggage that we didn't need. And I'm actually very glad we lost it because for Venice, hauling that around on all the
Yeah.
boats and through the tiny streets, and there's no Ubers. And now it's the first time where I can travel without checking in a bag, which I've never done before. So now I've learned what it means to pack light because I saw that I could survive off of just my. This sounds very dramatic, but it was really a big learning lesson for me.
The driving must have been crazy because driving in Italy is rough.
The driving was crazy. I did most of it, and it would be really interesting driving through places like Florence or even through the beach areas that were super windy because they're two-way streets that should really only be one way. So you'd be driving this huge van, and then another car comes on a cliff, and you're just waiting for it to slowly pass. So it took all of my focus and concentration to drive well in Italy, but it was actually really relaxing because the hardest thing about making a lot of videos online is you're always thinking about it, what's coming next. And when we were in Italy, it was so chaotic that I did not think about work for a good week and a bit.
Oh, because you're just.
We were stressed.
I was just trying to keep us
Very
alive. It
stressed.
seemed higher priority.
And that was kind of fun.
It was kind of fun.
No planning, nothing.
Just
I
on a
wouldn't
whim.
recommend it or ever do that again. But
It sounds pretty awesome.
And we
Sounds-
even randomly ran into 2 friends of ours who were in the same city, and we just traveled with them for about half of the trip.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you just took on the chaos.
Exactly. It was an adventure.
Okay. And I see, like, because you were using your hands a lot, you picked up some of the Italian hand gestures.
I
and stuff.
did. We did get yelled at by a lot of Italians. The old Italian grandmas would
Oh,
come to
God.
us after breakfast because we'd leave
Oh.
something on the plate, and she'd be like, "You could feed an entire village with that. Tell your friends." And we'd feel so ashamed.
yeah, we got cursed out a lot, but it really reminded me of where we grew up and
That's
helped.
true.
Yeah, bring back the.
Where'd you grow up?
mannerisms. Oh, we're Romanian, but it was like an immigrant neighborhood.
In Canada.
So same. If you don't finish your plate, that's disrespectful to the people who made the food.
How's the food in Italy? I feel like the carbs thing is too intense.
I think very overrated in my opinion.
So
Ooh,
I'm
strong
actually not supposed to eat gluten because I have an allergy.
Yeah.
But I was in Italy and it's,
Yeah,
gluten
it's part of the
galore.
chaos.
So I was actually eating a lot of it, and it was very interesting because I didn't get sick while I was in Italy, but I do while I'm in the US. So
Yeah.
somehow the food was actually maybe more okay for me to digest, which I appreciated, but I didn't like it as much as I thought. Did you like the food there?
Yeah, no, I did. I love carbs, but it feels like Vegas when I go there for the food. Is like if I stay here too long, I'm gonna do things I regret. That's what it feels like with the food.
Right.
Because I don't know how to moderate, and everybody is pushing very large portions and wild kind of eating things on you. Pasta, pizza, and it's and bread.
Yeah.
So delicious. So yeah, I love it, but I regret everything. So it's like I don't want to go to a place where I'm going to regret everything I do
That's
for
reasonable.
too long of a time.
Yeah, surprisingly, the people there though are still very fit, and everyone stays in good
Yeah.
shape. But that's probably because you're walking around all day and you're much more active than in the.
And they also just know how to moderate food. I think I've
That's
gotten
true.
used to the U.S. way of eating.
The US
What
portions.
is that?
Just a lot, never always a lot
Yeah.
Yeah.
and more.
And I feel in the US, food advertisements are also much more in your face, and you're more often reminded of junk food than we were in Italy. So even though we were eating less healthy things, I think we were getting cravings and being pushed towards junk food less often.